tonight on part 1 of the reunion.
People are already like talking about you like without even knowing you.
Well, Eliza wasn't the only one to trust them.
You need to talk to people, kind of screwed if you don't.
And we learned that week that both Doms and Will cannot be trusted. He's someone that has like come up to me, wanted to work with me, but I feel like there's a part of you that like did that to mask something else.
I do not trust you because I heard a rumor from you that she had one survivor.
I thought we had a plan. We did not have a plan.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you were just very naive.
It was just kind of like low to have been voted out because like people weren't there.
Texting us separately, like Dom's doing her thing. It was never genuine.
He said that he was an easy target, so we sent him home. Like
They said do this, we were like, okay. I mean, we're safe another week.
We know that was fake. You were never on our side. We got it.
He was proud of lying. He wrote that on his application that he was about to lie cheat to win this game.
I did.
Obviously my instinct was wrong.
Did any of you actually trust each other?
You're so sweet, and I love that.
Dom's the nicest person in the world telling everybody this fat lie.
If there was a winning team, y'all would have been the winning team.
She's such a good person, oh my God. I was like, really?
John and Iris had been targeting us.
You know that whole good girl image that you're doing?
We had already made our decision.
The person who does the most in terms of manipulating and lying never wins because of the feelings.
Let xenophobias die, please.
Hello and welcome to the Reality Room reunion. After 45 days of competing, we have gotten 12 of our contestants to come back and rehash what happened this season. Because Iris, Taylor, and Chase were not here for the jury interrogation, would someone like to catch them up?
Well, basically, everyone just grilled Eliza to death about her, quote unquote, not doing anything this whole season and yet still being in the top 2. But her morals got her to the top 2, and everyone just said how bad Will is and how terrible of a person he is for lying the whole time. So that's a recap.
Yeah.
Okay, there's more to the recap. Whoa. Yeah, I mean, there was more to it. That was a quick little summation, but we both played the game, which is why we're in the final 2. So let's ease into tonight as opposed to.
I mean, they said a recap, quick recap. I feel like that hit all the marks.
I feel like I understand it pretty well.
Okay, we're just gonna start off by talking about the very first week. Will and Dominique, you guys were the first core of the season, and you had the opportunity to create and solidify an alliance by bringing people into the safety circle. You happened to bring in Chase and Sam, and Taylor and Andrew.
wow. Didn't know that.
Did you originally bring them into the safety circle because you wanted to start an alliance with them? Like, what was your original reasoning behind picking those two specifically to join you in safety that week?
So we chose Taylor and Andrew kind of just because, like, I guess we made a promise to Taylor at the challenge. Like, she fought really hard, so I was like, all right, that'll be easy. That'll make us look good if we, like, stay true to that. And then Sam and Chase, I don't know, they seemed like easy to talk to get along with. But we didn't really know anyone that well, so we weren't looking for anything, like, permanent, I guess.
So one thing that we found when we were looking back through footage is right after you guys got paired up, Will and Doms and Sam and Chase went and had a conversation and immediately solidified an alliance.
So right after we teamed up, Dom and I started talking to Chase and Sam, and they seemed like nobodies that we can easily manipulate and take.
So you guys want to be a little alliance? Oh yeah, maybe.
Wait, did Will just offer us an alliance?
Michelle's name again? I'm Chase.
So this kid just offers us an alliance, and he doesn't even know our names.
So I'm gonna ask you a million times.
Sam.
I feel like Will and Doms is a great group to team up with. They seem like such powerful players. I feel like it can't go wrong if they can help get us to the end.
But who was the first person eliminated? Right. Sam and Chase.
Yeah.
How did you guys flip so fast from your initial, we're playing this game, we're going to play it with these people, and then immediately flipping and being like, they got to go, like, we're going to keep Eliza and Alex, you guys at the time didn't have an alliance with?
I guess they were pretty consistent throughout the season.
I mean, that's the one positive.
Everyone was voting for Sam and Chase, and so we literally had no other choice. We didn't want to make any more enemies than we already had and were going to make, and so we just went with the group.
All right, so that being said, Sam was the first person to ever miss a filming date, and then started the missing partner curse, which ended up taking out Will and Taylor, and
Taylor and Andrew.
both the Taylors went out to this curse. So, Chase. Do you really think that Sam was the reason, like her being gone was the reason that you were eliminated?
I still don't know, but I do think it like definitely hurt me a lot.
How did you try and save like yourself? What was your strategy for that week? And if Sam had been there, what would you have done differently to try to get people to keep you?
I don't know what I would have done differently if Sam was there, but I know like for me, I was just trying to get the guys on my side because like I had a good connection with most of them. So I talked to them. I thought we had a plan. We did not have a plan.
I'm so sorry. How do you think Sam would have played if she was here? Because she seemed to have very good social connections with everyone the first day. Like everyone thought she was a total joke, so no one took her seriously.
I thought she was
But that
hilarious.
would be such a big threat.
Yeah.
I genuinely was curious if she was here throughout the weekend, if I had any chance at staying still. Because also like I felt like people thought she was funny and like not the biggest competitor, but at the same time, like there were things that people were like, what is she doing at the same time? So I don't know.
Could have caught up.
Yeah. I thought I thought that Dom's was like covering up her game like through being sweet. I thought the same thing about Sam. Like that she was being really funny and comedic and like covering up something, but then she was
I did not.
Like, all right.
That's maybe my next question is like with like your private conversations with her, strategize, or at least attempting to strategize. Like, was there any like thought behind it, or was she just like was she genuinely just a super fun person and like that was it? There were no
she had some strategy behind it, but also I think from the beginning she didn't think she was gonna win. She didn't care if she won, and she had other priorities over the weekend, and it was not Reality Room.
I still don't understand why she was voted out, though.
Why she was?
That was our fault.
Yeah, like it makes no sense, though. You've got two people like invested who want to compete, and then you have Sam, who seems like she doesn't really want to be there, and you. Like, why would you vote these two out? I still didn't understand it that first week.
These two came to us and said that they wanted to work with us and that they would happily. You.
Oh.
I wanted to keep them though.
She wanted to keep.
Oh, I thought you wanted. I thought you were definitely the reason we got voted out.
I was the reason you were about to stay.
All right, so our next question is for Iris, Giselle.
Oh.
A simple yes or no. Did you win Elon Survivor?
No.
We still don't know. So it's officially no.
No, I did not. I got runner-up.
So to everyone else, just by a show of hands, who has been involved with Elon Survivor? So 4 of the 14. How big of an impact do you guys think Elon Survivor had on your games? And to everyone else, did that affect your perception of them? Because they've already done something like this. They're a little bit more seasoned than everyone else, I think.
I think it was pretty bad. I think I came in with the biggest target. Day one, John came up to me and was like, people are already like talking about you like without even knowing you and telling everyone that you won Survivor. So it's not like I even had a chance to come in with a clean slate like almost everybody else. So I think it did hinder my game.
Also, who started that rumor?
I think it was me. Thanks, Toms. It was definitely on accident, though. Like, I genuinely thought, but it kind of, like, worked out, though, for the better.
You definitely told me that.
Yeah.
Like, it worked out for you.
Yeah.
We're down here at the bottom.
No hate. I love Don.
I had Irish like tell me the very first week, like, I do not trust you because I heard a rumor from you that she had won Survivor, and then it just turned into.
Oh yeah,
like,
I definitely thought it was all you who made it up. I didn't
wasn't
even know
even
if it
on
was. If I knew it was
Survivor,
you, I
so
probably
I
would
know.
have targeted you first, to be honest. But I thought it was totally Taylor, so I put all my hate.
I was like,
on
I did
her.
not even play the game. I do not even know how that worked. Do not
So,
blame that on me.
do you think that that's why you got eliminated? Because Iris, like in that first week, was like, Taylor's got to go. She's a snake.
I think that's hard to say. Like, honestly, I wasn't there the second week, so it's hard to tell you like what happened. I just feel like from my perspective, it was just kind of like low to have been voted out because like people weren't there. Because like in terms of Sam's case, we don't really know. Like she says she had commitments, but also just like in some ways we felt like she just didn't want to be here. For me, like I wanted to be here and I wanted to compete, and I had to go home for a weekend because of medical reasons, and then I get voted out for it, and I feel like that just it didn't feel right to me. And I know like in that weekend, it felt really shitty, and I couldn't really do anything to try to even fight my case. But I don't know. I think it was a mix of things. I wouldn't put it on just like that little bit of my relationship with Iris Giselle over the season. I wouldn't blame it all on that.
Well, I also think it was like, it started because some people had a decision to make, and they chose you guys. So that's how it really started. It had nothing to do with Iris. Dom and Will were like, we want to take Taylor and Andrew out.
Andrew that week also did not play the best social game.
Yeah, I know.
He did not.
Not just that week.
I was talking to him for a while about that too. Like he would meet with me like after on days that were like we weren't filming, just like what should I be doing? I'm like, you need to talk to people. You're kind of screwed if you don't.
I know. I had heard that he wasn't really the most compelling of a partner during that week when I kind of needed him to carry the weight of our group. But, I mean, there's nothing I could have done. I tried to send messages in the group me, and that was the best I had. And then also that's just, I know it's much easier to vote somebody out when you're not looking at them. Like, it's much easier to say bad things or to just, like, have more negative thoughts, like, when they're not in front of you. So I knew my odds were against me, but it happens.
Just jumping into the second week, me, Andrew, and a few other contestants were filling you in and updating you as things happened. Were you shocked that when Eliza, your best friend, and Alex were in the core that they didn't choose to save you?
I think maybe a little bit at first, but then I actually got to talk to Eliza and to you guys and try to see like where you guys were coming from. And I know it was more so just trying to get rid of that. Like I know a lot of the group was kind of on the edge that Eliza and I had lived with each other last year, so like we were already pretty close, and they didn't like that because that's already an alliance in and of itself in a way. And so I could see the strategy behind her and Alex not putting us in their safety circle. It's just unfortunate that obviously the plan didn't really work out the way that they had hoped. But yeah.
Back to Will and Dominique, in that week, you guys won the rebound competition. I remember whenever we had cut you guys up and said you have to make your decision, you were in the room literally trying to call Will to talk to him more because you're so split on your decision. And it was between Taylor and Andrew and Iris and John. And the whole conversation is you guys were like, Will was like, let's get him out now. We have the opportunity. It's time to do it. Let's get him out. And then you were like, I think we should wait. Why did you guys want to wait to take out such a huge target when you knew that you didn't want them here anyway? You knew you couldn't trust them.
What I remember from it is we weren't sure where everyone's head was at, and if we were going to take such a big risk as to get out Iris and John, we needed level heads, and we needed to know that everyone was with us.
Yeah, we had been fighting about it for like ages. Not fighting, but like.
Yeah, we were. Because we wanted
really
to
bringing
get
up all the
John and
points.
Iris out immediately, as fast as possible, but we were so nervous because we knew they were so good like competitors, so we wanted to make sure that we had everything ready and planned and solid before we made that
we
move.
wanted it to be very planned and less like impulsive, and we thought that like, okay, our heads aren't really like screwed on that well right now. Like if we're not like 100% committed to this, then like we shouldn't do it.
So back to Taylor, if you were here, what would have been your strategy if you were in the bottom to try to convince people to get out? I think it was Will and Taylor and maybe Abby and Josh. Was it you three that were in the bottom, you three pairs?
That sounds right.
What would have been your like strategy to convince other people that you should stay over them?
I feel like obviously it would have been easier to try and state my case, having that I would have been there. And probably just trying to build off of any sort of relationships I had from week one, because I know that those two pairs, the girls were new, so they didn't have any really relationships prior to that weekend that we were filming. So probably just trying to go with the case of the people that like we worked with during the first week of filming, and trying to say like, we have these bonds already, like I'm with you guys, and as far as we can go in this show, I will be with the Alliance, like, because we all, like, I felt like I was a good competitor and I was capable of winning future competitions had I been there, and then I would have been able to use that as sort of like leverage, saying like, if you are on my side now, in the future, if I ever win a competition, and I can try and pull you with me.
who out of those two other pairs do you think should have gone home over you in that week? Or do you think that they were right getting you out? Like, who was the one that was most deserving to leave?
I just met Taylor and Abby today. So I don't think I should answer that. I was gonna say, I would say I don't think I should have been voted out. I don't think that was the right decision, just because I feel like it could have been really good competition. Like, not to hate on the future episodes or anything, but I feel like I could have definitely been a fighting force in the future competitions that you guys had, which would have helped you as a producer and host. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna pick somebody else that should have been voted off because I don't know that much.
So Will and Taylor and Josh and Abby, do you guys think someone else should have gone home that week?
Andrew, I think at one point, he said that he was an easy target, so send him home.
He said that multiple times.
So nothing against Taylor. He just made it so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a little iffy too during the first week when I was there, because I know he kind of went off and did his own thing a lot and was also just kind of sketchy here and there, and I was confused. I remember in one of the shots talking to Doms and maybe one or two other people saying he keeps going off, he's over there with the guys right now having a conversation, and he is being all weird towards me, and I didn't know what was happening, and so I knew that the partner dynamic between us was a little rocky from the start, but I also kind of figured since only one person could win the show that I wasn't really gonna be connected the whole time had I lasted longer, so I wasn't too worried about it. But yeah, I understand where that's coming from too when they make that argument.
All right, so last for you two for the moment. Looking at the order in which people have been eliminated, is this anything like how you thought it would? Are the people who are sitting here at the end the people who at the beginning you could have said they're going to make it all the way? Looking at the order in which people have been eliminated, is this anything like how you thought it would? Are the people who are sitting here at the end the people who at the beginning you could have said they're going to make it all the way?
Somewhat. I mean, for the most part, obviously there's two of us. Two of them I don't know. I'm kind of surprised that Eliza and Alex were two of the final three, not going to lie, because they were on the bottom with me. I would have expected them to be one of the next, but it doesn't surprise me from the fact that I knew they were a threat because people were talking about Iris from the beginning, so it doesn't surprise me that she got out quickly. But the rest of it, I didn't get to know enough about the people to really make a good choice though either.
And I know how there's a lot of footage of me too saying I wasn't really sure about how strong Alex and Eliza were going to be, because in the first competition they were I think the first pair to go or one of the first pairs to go.
I let go.
Yeah. But then you guys also were you were in danger in the first week too, so I just I didn't know what the competitions were going to be in the future, so it really wasn't fair for me to say that. But yeah, I think out of everybody who's in the top, that probably would have been the most surprising. But I mean, it's my fault for underestimating them.
I'm just used to being underestimated. It's just funny because I'm the one who won the most competitions this whole time.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we did.
Monday.
I like how you just put that little plug in for yourself there too.
True.
In the third week, one of the biggest shocks of the entire season was when Will took his fate into his own hands and went behind Dominique's back and went and lied to Eliza about their rebound advantage from the second week. The rebound was actually the ability to steal a vote, right?
No, it was one extra vote was
You had one
the
extra
actual
vote.
advantage, but we never used
So
it.
instead of telling you that they actually had an extra vote, he just told you that they were safe. And then you went behind your partner's back and voted against him, and also voted two people you were working very closely with, John and Iris. So
We haven't seen any of
let's
the
just
show,
see
so
how
it's
this
it's
goes
exciting
down.
to
Let's
see.
just see how this goes down.
I'm gonna cry.
What's happening?
So I'm only telling you this because I want to solidify our trust with you and Alex, or at least just you. So we're not going to go home this week, and I want you to vote with us against Iris and John.
What do you mean you're not going home?
So our advantage that we said that we didn't take, we actually did have an advantage, and that's immunity for this entire week.
So you lied?
Yeah.
You're allowed to lie?
Yeah, but I can do whatever I want. But the point is, I'm gonna be able to like run the numbers and like be able to tell if you voted with us or against us, and I want you to vote with us, just to like solidify that you're like actually with us. And I know that's gonna piss like Alex off probably, but.
Right, so you took the advantage last week, but you said that you did not. But you have it. So you have immunity for this week.
Yeah. So Iris and John are going out.
So who else knows about this?
Dom and you. I haven't told Sam.
And you
No
don't
one else
need to
because
tell
it's a
him.
fucking lie.
Why not? He's gonna find out. There is no way.
Yeah,
And
and
he's
find
gonna
out
be
when
pissed.
voting. Because Alex is gonna tell Iris, and then Iris is gonna work her like little magic and try and get her not to get out. They're gonna try and get out like Will and Taylor or something. And they're gonna try and get everyone to turn. Because if you tell Alex, then Alex is gonna tell Iris. Iris is gonna fucking tell Josh. And then they're all gonna like be like, all right, well if they're immune this week, then we'll get them out next week, and we'll get Will and Taylor out this week. So
Will and
I'll
Taylor.
John and Iris out. And to solidify you and me, like working together, I need you to vote with us.
Okay.
So
I'm telling you now, there is no way that Alex is not gonna find out.
I mean, of course he's gonna find out, but not now. No one. The only people that know that we have immunity this week are you. So if it gets out, I know where it comes from. So what are you gonna do?
I mean, I'll think about it, but like I get where you're coming from.
I mean, the whole like I have no reason. I literally have no reason. Like I'm telling you, this just like hurts me. If anything, because
Not emotionally, game-wise. Listen to what I said.
This week and then get out me and Dom this week.
Does it 5 more
I'm just
times.
telling you this because I trust you. I want to work with you.
Yeah.
And I want to work with Alex too, but like.
I did want to work with you, but just never turned out that way. I want to work with
Okay, so this can get out, but just not before the votes.
As long as everyone has already casted their vote, then I don't care.
Okay, cool.
But so will you vote with us?
Yeah.
You will? Promise? Do you promise? So Iris and John, sorry.
Iris and John.
Alex was flipping out right here because he
look
thought
at
that I
Alex
was
somehow.
going against him.
You gave me like weird vibes. I was
No,
like, what is
obviously, yeah, because he
happening?
literally talked to me 2 seconds before I had to vote.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You are good.
This
All
is a sensitive topic.
So, Will, by this point, you knew that you already had the majority of votes.
No, I didn't.
You didn't.
I mean, people lie in this game. It's a competition. They lied to.
You lie. You lie. You lie in this competition.
Everyone also lied to John and Iris and said that they were going to vote with them and vote me and Dom out, which didn't actually happen. And so I wasn't. So the reason. All right. The reason why this all happened is because I just couldn't read Josh at all. And I didn't know if he was going to vote with us or against us, so then it would have been a split vote. And so having that extra vote with Eliza was going to make sure that we moved on. And also, I wanted to pull out all the stops for John and Iris because they're just really good competitors.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I hated it, but I loved it.
No, it was smart.
Like we said, good TV.
Yeah.
So we're going for it.
Why did you pick me to lie to? Like, did I just seem easily convinced or what? Like, what was the deal? You could have gone to anybody.
Well, no. I could only go to you or
Okay,
Alex.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you were just very naive. Like, you were like, oh, you're allowed to lie? Like, I mean, that's like easy. You know?
I mean,
like,
before this had happened, before this had happened, like nothing, like nobody was lying.
It's just like it's a new.
I got lied to.
Hold up.
I didn't know how
Jason's over here like, I got lied. I wasn't voted out.
Yeah, I told her to split the votes the first week.
Okay. There were lies from the first day.
Y'all were just very creative with your lying, and we didn't know how creative y'all could be. So I guess that's what you're just like, oh.
To Dom's point, Eliza 110% believed it until she came and did talk to us. But I think it's because she just put so much faith in people, and like she just trusted Will, like she genuinely trusted him at that point. So I think it was because of that, like half of it too.
After this conversation happened, Eliza did go to Alex and John and Iris and explain what had just happened. This was after they locked in their votes, so take a look at this never-before-seen footage.
No.
You were also very naive to believe that I wasn't going to tell Alex, I would just like to say. I might have been naive to believe, but you really thought?
No, I told you you could tell him right after everyone cast their votes. I literally told you that.
Okay, but you think that I'm not going to tell everybody else? Like,
I don't care. It
Like,
doesn't
who do you,
matter.
like, you think that I'm not, like, that close with
Doesn't
my
matter.
teammate? Look
I
at
don't
us,
care
the
if-
final
it
team was
didn't
here.
matter for me
It-
at all if you told anybody.
I mean,
After
I
the
just
votes
think
were
there were
casted.
multiple people that were naive in this situation.
Okay.
You're the one getting called out though. So.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's play the clip.
Where's this clip at?
Play the clip. I'm getting attacked.
They lied last week. They took the advantage, which was immunity this week. They straight up lied to all of us and said that they didn't take the advantage when they took it. So they were safe this entire time. Also, Will and Taylor and Abby and Josh have been lying as well. Will and Dom talked to them and they didn't vote for Dom and Will, they voted for you two.
Yeah.
So you guys are going
So I need
out.
to win.
We trusted people,
do you believe
you know?
it that they have the immunity?
Well,
I don't
believe it.
Do you believe it?
That's smart.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
What if they're
Why?
lying now?
Why?
I still don't.
What? They could have just been making that up just to say that they were safe.
I don't-
And
Whoa, that's a whole, that's a
Yeah,
whole
I still
other
don't
option.
believe
I didn't
it.
even think about that.
That's why I don't believe it.
That's why they
Because
literally.
they figured out that it was like.
I knew.
we shouldn't have voted
straight up
now,
knew you were
like-
lying. Like he definitely could have just said that
I don't
to
think
you
he would have said
just to
that if
freak
it
you
was
out.
fake.
And also he could have said that to everyone else, so they wouldn't have voted for him.
I think that he's lying.
Like he's.
Regardless,
That's pretty good.
there's nothing we can do
it's
because
gonna be
he
fun.
literally told me this 2 minutes before we voted.
Yeah.
He was walking with Dom and he was like, I feel like shit. He was like, what was he saying? I want to die.
Yeah.
So he was lying.
No, I think he voted for them.
I think he voted.
I think he. But my thing is why wouldn't they have just came up and told everybody this?
I'm so annoyed.
So maybe we have no idea what's going on.
That's
We
what
have no idea.
I'm just telling you, it's fine if it's us. I kind of half figured, but just careful.
If
Careful.
it's them, we're next and we have to win.
No,
He was like, why aren't you talking to Alex? Or I was like, why aren't you talking to Alex? And he was like, I just don't trust him as much as I trust you. Which could be a thing where he's just like, I need to get on the good side of Eliza,
Yeah.
and Eliza will influence Alex. But that's not true. We've seen that today.
Yeah,
we're both
we're on
very
the same
strong-minded
page.
We're not a thing. We're both very strong-minded people. And we do work together. Just now when I was on one thing and you were on the other, you immediately noticed and we talked about it. But yeah, I guess we just have to be really careful because anybody can say anything. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could lie about something.
I think that's
That's a good lying friend.
I think that Dom was
If they're being serious.
I think that they sat down and they're like, we're going. We need to come up with something.
If they told me
No, I'm not saying I'm not naive.
If they
we're
told people
immune this
that,
week,
then people would
then
believe them
people
though.
are gonna vote for that.
Yeah.
That did not even cross my mind.
I'm so proud
Okay,
because I had
hold
you
on.
guys pinned,
that's
and I
pretty
knew
good.
it.
Yeah, that clip just shows how smart you two are. Oh my god.
They are not naive. That's the thing.
Would y'all have believed, if this was one of the first weeks and someone came up to you and was like, we have immunity, I just kept it because I was being sneaky, would you have believed that?
From him?
I would not have
From
believed
one of the first weeks.
The people that hit the puzzle piece.
So as I'm retrieving these puzzle pieces, they're all in the open, and so I realized that I'm gonna make it a little harder for everyone else. So I'm just gonna hide them everywhere.
I don't know if I've already found this or not. No, I have. Have I? I hid their pieces. I'm never gonna find them.
No, I would not.
Would any, Josh, what would you have believed him?
I guess no, just because of how I saw him during the rebound challenge. But during that time when he was talking about who to vote out, he did tell us that he had an extra vote.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah, because that was actually true. I actually did tell you guys about that.
Yeah.
But if you look at day one, them two, when they announced that they weren't even gonna take it, facts, I already knew that was a lie.
Yeah.
I already knew that was a lie. When
We
they
played
came
that off
out,
really well, though, to be fair. We're like, nah, we didn't take it.
No, we did take it.
That was really a lie.
Yeah. What?
That was really a lie.
Yes. We took an advantage.
Oh my god, so bad. Dom.
We just never used
Dom's
it.
the
We didn't
nicest
need to.
person in the world telling everybody this fat lie. And you guys were like, oh, she's such a good person. Oh my
Yeah, I know.
God. I was like, really? Really?
Wait, can I ask a question?
That makes so much more sense.
I think the current theme throughout this whole season is Taylor's confused. So can I just ask this real question? Were Alex and Eliza, were you all in an alliance with Iris and Don from day one?
No.
Not from day one. It's the second week.
We were both in the bottom. We couldn't be in alliance day one.
Once I won the challenge and I took them out, we worked together.
And Will and Dom. But
Yeah,
I
that
feel
was
like
all
you guys
fake.
were in a separate, and that was you also were never on our side, were you?
You were never on our side. We got it.
Yeah.
Texting us separately, like
Yeah,
Dom's
don't
doing
worry
one
about
thing.
it. We
was
know
never,
your little
it was never
act
genuine.
is not real.
So Eliza was the only one who was lied to, is what I'm hearing from like.
I trusted it. Yeah.
Eliza's the only one who fell for it.
Funny. Okay.
I will say, for her credit, that this was really the first time that anyone had done this. So, I mean, to be fair, we didn't know that Will was a snake yet.
We kind of did.
Hindsight is 2020
He was proud
here.
of it. He was proud of lying. He wrote that on his application that he was about to lie cheat to win this game.
But none of us knew this yet. None of the applications had come out.
Exactly.
We had only seen Will do the thing with the puzzle pieces, which also we all just kind of thought was funny. So at this point in the game, for Eliza's credit, we, like, hindsight is 2020. Looking back, we're like, oh, we see this.
I
line.
see it completely
But
differently now, obviously.
in the moment, like, if I was in this position, I would have done the same thing, because I'd have been like, there's no way they can lie about this. Because I
Also-
just, you don't know how this game can work until it happens.
Will came up to me the first day, the very first interaction, one of the first interactions I ever had with anybody, and he goes, I really like you. Like, I want to be your friend. Let's work together.
Think about you and I maybe.
Oh, you want to do a little thing? I don't know how I feel about that. I barely know you. So Will just came up to me and asked me to work with him, and I just feel really weird about that. I barely know him. I don't want to trust somebody that I have barely even had a conversation with. That's a no-go for me.
I think you and I kind of, I don't know. You're my type of person that I would like be friends with out of anyone.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay.
So just wanted to come up and say that.
So I chose to talk to Eliza because she's really friendly and talkative with all the other contestants, and I am not that, so having that on my side will prove to be useful, hopefully.
He's someone that has like come up to me, wanted to work with me, I felt was genuine. Obviously my instinct was wrong, but like, I see why I did what I did, and like obviously
Yeah.
I think differently now, but like in the moment I acted, truthfully.
And I think that it is valid. Looking back, I mean, hun, it was dumb. But I would have done the exact same thing had I been in your place.
Yeah.
And someone said this to me. So.
And next time, talk to me.
Yes, babe.
Which is
yes.
also-
But I wasn't allowed to.
We
I
caught
wasn't
her.
allowed
We
to.
caught her. Like as soon as she came and told us, we told her.
When she did come up to you, Alex, what was your initial reaction? Like, because I feel like she's the one person that you were supposed to be able to rely on. And it was like the one, like your go-to, your ride or die, just kind of turned their back on you.
Yeah. I think I just knew immediately while we were having that rebound meeting, that there was something off, because we just connect energy-wise, and her energy was off. And I was like, what is going on? So I just knew from then that there was something.
What did I tell you? I was sitting next to you and I was like.
You were being so.
No, but I was.
You're like, I'll tell you later.
No. I was sitting next to you, and in my head I was like,
right.
I was like, oh my God, Will said I can't say anything, and I didn't want to like betray that because oh my God, I'm so naive and I wanted to be nice, and I was like, just don't trust anybody. That's what I said to Alex. I was like, do not trust anybody, and I think you took that as like a don't trust me. Like I was telling you to back off, but
It was just weird. It was weird.
Oh yeah, I felt weird too, and it felt wrong.
Yeah.
But it was very quickly changed. I mean, I don't know how that probably made you feel pretty shitty. I'm sorry.
This is just further proof that Will and I are the strongest couple.
Girl, as soon as you guys got separated, y'all were like, I'm going against you.
That's because we're strong competitors.
No.
Yeah, we respect each other's games so much.
We were the last team challenge.
Let's
Like,
just say we were the stronger team, we were the smarter team.
and that showed our communication, how we communicated and stayed together through holding
We
those
both won
polls.
challenges. We both lied. We both strategized.
As a group, we won more challenges, and in the final challenge, who wanted it more? Y'all two. Literally, it was y'all two versus me, and I won. So.
I'm sorry, my physiology got me out of that game. However, I like within the final three, like there is a team still here. So
y'all aren't a team. It's just Alex.
Well, he's not still
I
here.
understand. I understand we're no longer a team, but from the beginning, Alex and I were on a team, and we are within the final three. We are the last team standing.
Right, because
So
Alex won
I don't see y'all as a team. I see y'all as Alex
that's you, girl.
and then Eliza.
That's you.
I also see it like that.
That's you. You guys just don't understand. You aren't a part of it. You didn't understand. And that's that. That's fine.
That's your opinion. I'm not
We're
gonna
here.
And you'll see it when you watch the show.
Right.
You'll see how it really worked out.
I think me and Will were the closest emotionally together. Like, I would never do anything to betray.
All y'all.
I agree.
Sam and Chase were the closest out of everyone,
Yeah.
actually.
Who's Sam?
I think me and Josh.
Oh my god. Yes, that is the one.
We need a Ouija board to talk to Sam.
Going back to something we did bring up for like a hot second that I want to touch back on is that there was this triangle alliance of Iris and John, Alex and Eliza, and Will and Dominique, and you guys were like these three like most powerful people because mentally everyone saw you as the strongest team, and then you two together make up two of the most physical teams. Like, and I will say, like, we can pull up the stats later, but like.
She puts in work. I don't care what anyone says, she puts in work.
The last challenge was with you both.
Yeah.
And you won it together.
And if Josh's word was not correct, she would have won that. So, like, don't say she's a weak player. Don't say she doesn't compete, because she put in all her heart in each game.
All right, Josh, you came in second with the word xenophobias. And after looking it up, in the game of Scrabble, it does count.
Oh, thank God.
So you just scored a 21-point word. So now you are in the lead.
I am literally so freaking mad because Josh did not deserve to win. I don't know what that word is. The whole plan has failed. I thought Eliza, my girl, was gonna keep us safe. Now I'm scrambling and now I don't know what's gonna happen.
I honestly do not care about xenophobias. If he wins, I know Abby likes me because we came in together, so I have a feeling she's gonna help me out.
Xenophobias is not a word.
Next came Eliza. Your word was virgin, and it was 14 points. So Josh is still in the lead.
Let xenophobias die, please.
Scrabble.
Next season, pick a dictionary and stick to that.
We're not supposed to be roasting production.
Well, now we know who ain't coming back, okay.
I am proud of my word. I am proud of my word.
But back to this three. Did any of you actually trust each other? Because it sounds like you two did. But
yeah,
you
Iris
actually
and John, we completely trusted. Doms, I'm sorry, from the very first day, I was like, I did not trust her. And I remember telling Alex this. I was like, you're so sweet, and I love that. But I feel like there's a part of you that like did that to mask something else.
100%. That was my entire
and that
image
was like
the whole game.
the first thing that I noticed about her. I was like, I told Alex like I do not trust it.
I feel like I remember telling you too, because I met Doms before this competition, and I was like, no, seriously, like she's just that sweet.
No,
and
yeah,
then
we
now
talked
this
about that.
plays out.
No, I knew her before the competition too.
I called that from day one.
So with you three, did you ever actually work together on anything? Or the entire time was it like, we're gonna act like, because especially the week that y'all were eliminated, it was the funniest thing to sit back and watch because you had you two who were like, we're voting to keep you. And you guys were like, we're voting to keep you, don't worry about it. We're gonna vote out Will and Taylor. No, like you both knew that you were lying to each other but did it anyway. So like, you seem to be on one same page, one time.
It all flipped when Alex won that competition and we were trying to figure out who to save. And I was like, let's just mix things up. I think it'd be so interesting to save Dom and Will because they're the ones that's been targeting us from the beginning. And I think it would have been so cool to flip the switch and see what happens, see if they trust us, see if they work with us. And they did for that week. They won the comp, they did what they told us they would do. They wouldn't take anyone off. And like we trusted them and we were so tight that one week. But then when both of us were in the bottom, like everyone was so ready to kill each other. I was the only one, if you look back on the tape, saying, I do not want to get Will and Dom out.
She was.
I still trust them. I still want to work with them. Obviously, I don't think like we were going to make it in the end together because I know all of us are so strong. But I was so like, why are we like trying to kill each other right now when there's all these people just like watching us kill each other when we can just pick them off one by one? When it comes to Will and Doms, we would make an amazing team and we could send some of the irrelevance home. But like, it just didn't turn out like that. Will and Doms we never got to sit down and talk to them before that all hashed down. And I think if we did, maybe they would have changed it. But like since day one, we knew they were targeting Eliza, Alex, and Will, and John and I. So I don't know if they would have changed it or not, but like that's just how it happened.
While this three is going on in that week, we also have Joshua and Abby and Taylor and Will. And y'all were approached by Doms and Will, right?
Yeah.
Did you become a second group of three together? So it was basically Yeah, it was really just Dom and Will in the middle, and everyone else was on a separate side.
We were on two different alliances.
Supposedly trusting Dom and Will. So
I didn't trust them.
I don't think anyone trusted them. It was just like, I don't know.
you're gonna go with it for the week and see what happens.
Yeah.
So what do you guys have to say about this whole week? Because obviously, I mean, if there was a winning team, y'all would have been the winning team. All 3 of you survived that week.
Well, Eliza wasn't the only one to trust them. Like, I feel like me and Will, like, trusted them 100% out of everyone. And I think they did too, unless you lied to me about that.
No, we did.
Yeah. I think they're, like, the only people, like, we're the only people, like, they didn't, like, directly lie to. And we really, I think they knew we trusted them because we obviously weren't going to win any competitions. So they always had our votes. And so we were hoping to ride their coattail up until the end. So I think that's how that week went. They said do this. We're like, okay. I mean, we're safe another week.
I think like Will and Dom were one of like the first. Well, Dom was one of the first people to talk to me coming into the game like late. So I liked her off the bat. And then before, because this is the week Josh won rebound, right?
Yeah.
So like before that, like Will and Dom were one of the first people to tell us that like John and Iris had been targeting us. So it just made sense to target them.
I mean, if you guys were the first two people who were like, we are up for grabs, like whoever can come to us first can have our votes. Like you have our allegiance, and like obviously y'all took advantage of that very well. I think that social side was more Dominique than it was Will, but together you guys did manage to get them on your side and keep you both safe.
And also, I think the week that I first got here, I wanted to be with Alex because we were like the final two in that one competition.
Yes.
But then he also told us that he was going to save us that week, and he ended up going for a different group. So like after that, I feel like we just like, Dom and Will.
So in the 4th round in this competition, it was so interesting to watch because for most of that weekend, every pair except for Eliza and Alex, only one of you were here. And so we already knew that if one of your partners are gone, you're done for.
Oh, this was when Will got whipped.
Exhibit A and B. So, Will was in Mountain weekend, Taylor had to go home for a family emergency, and Joshua was cheerleading at a football game. While y'all were gone, there was a bit of a meeting happening between everyone. Let's take a look about.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is me being a disaster week. Oh. I dug my own grave.
That was awful.
Yeah, no, I literally want to throw myself off a cliff. Can we like just bleach my eyes so I don't have to see this?
It's okay, I still look.
I think I remember getting a text from Abby that just said shit went down.
Yeah. That's about right.
Okay.
This is a great one. Y'all can get your airtime today.
Which one is this one? What?
Not letting him talk, yes.
Oh, I'm so pissed about. Okay.
This was good, this was good.
Oh no.
This is what got me.
Great, so I'm just so excited to say that I'm gonna be taking your place because I gotta keep myself in check. And I just think it's really funny that the two teams that stabbed us in the back are in the bottom this week. So I don't know, I just think y'all should grovel a little bit. And I'm here with open ears if you need it.
Wait,
You're welcome. Hi. So Alex and Eliza won the rebound. Yup.
Hold up, that's trifling.
To Will.
Yeah.
Decide. Like, I feel like we've already said everything.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, like, I respect his game too. Like, we play very different games, so. You know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
If you send Will.
Yeah, I will. I think he's facing Taylor, but I'll still go.
Okay.
Dom has just gotten out of there, so I'm gonna go in.
We should stay all day. I just have a feeling Will and Taylor are closer to Josh and Abby and that they would come first.
So Will
I
and
just
Taylor
think
are
We're going in.
No, they're going to make their. I mean,
Oh, them. No, we're going. We gotta do this.
No, we made our decision. Sorry. It's been made.
What?
Well, what the?
Always confused.
That's my favorite. Wait, what the
That's so funny.
All right, so Will, if you had been given the opportunity to speak with Eliza and Alex, what would your pitch have been to them?
Like, the only people that were left that could have beat them at that point were, like, in a final vote, were Will and Dom. So like keeping them makes literally no sense. And I was like prepared to end it with like a congrats on it, best second place if you keep them. But like,
Still confused.
yeah, it doesn't make sense I get it if they thought I was more manipulative or like a bigger bitch, but like, one, they never said that. And then two, like, it just doesn't make any strategic sense to keep them at all.
You're agreeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It does not make sense. Especially after like all the lying and manipulating. I don't know, it just
That they've already done.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense.
It's because you made it seem like it was all Will, and then we had a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And you know that whole good girl image that you're doing? We had a conversation with you, and I trusted you, and I wanted to work with you and Will.
Yeah.
And that was the decision. I wanted to
And-
work with you guys.
Yeah.
I thought I could trust you. I can't. And
There's
we did that.
naiveness again.
Was there any thought in your head, like when you were about to vote, was like, let me get out the strongest competitors?
Of course.
Of course, we talked a lot about that, and
did.
also we did talk to you earlier before you called Taylor. We had what was just shown. We had a conversation when Alex was going off and doing his beautiful thing. You had time to share that, and I think we knew right after that conversation ended that we had already made our decision. And Dom's like the way that she was presenting it obviously was she was pitching her game as opposed to
Will not here.
Yeah.
She was like, I can make all the decisions for me, and like I'm here for my game, and I can support you guys, and it just wasn't like
and we
that.
learned that week that both Doms and Will cannot be trusted.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. It
I'm
seemed
proud
like
of
you
her.
guys also wanted to break up, like
that
Josh and I and Will and Taylor,
We just
which was
immediately saw you guys were
no,
really
and it
close.
was true. Like we were definitely, me and Josh were definitely closer with Will and Taylor than Dom's and Will.
And that was also
so that
threatening
was,
because
that was true.
I felt like Alex and I were really close we had good ties relatively, like we could kind of read Doms and Will and like everybody else, but we did not feel like we could read or were necessarily close with Abby and Josh or Will and Taylor, so we wanted to separate that.
Yeah.
Dominique, on that day, you basically blamed all of the sketchy shit you've done on him. He wasn't even there.
I did.
Dom is just as like manipulative as me or more.
Yeah, we see
like
that.
little do y'all know.
Dom's like
know.
smiles as she like pushes you out the door.
There's a match made in heaven though. It's perfect.
So with all the lies you told them, was there anything that like, whenever you were blaming everything on Will, were you actually the cause of anything? Like what snaky shit that did you do that you said that Will had done?
Well, I don't know. It was like really awkward conversation because maybe like 5 minutes before that, I had just been talking with Will and Taylor. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna vote with y'all to get out Alex and Eliza, like before the competition happened. And then I went literally straight to Eliza and Alex. I was like, yeah, I'll vote with y'all to get out Will and Taylor. So I told them, I said, we have to win this competition together to vote out Will and Taylor. And then I went and I talked with Will and Taylor and I was like, we have to win this competition to get out Alex and Eliza. Because I knew it was like, someone is gonna win this and someone's gonna have to choose like who to get out. But yeah, I basically just said, I blamed everything on you.
That's fine.
Because like you had that image of like being manipulative. It was like, everyone's gonna believe me.
You're a very
So,
smart girl, and
yeah.
I will give you that. Props to you.
Yeah.
Taylor, you were not there. You didn't really have the opportunity to speak for yourself. What, if anything, because Will really was cut off, is there anything that you would have done differently in that week to try to keep yourself in the game?
Oh, I would have 100% love y'all. I would have 100% thrown them on the bus. They were like, I would say they're liars. They lied to you this whole time, and they're stronger. And I would have given my vote to them.
I wish you were there, Taylor.
I tried to throw them under the bus. I
would
did,
have.
and then I got preached to about like playing the right way.
Dom took me to the airport. I was like, Dom, it's gonna be us too. So sorry.
Oh my god.
I would have completely switched. I would have took a Will and been like, look, I'm saving my butt this week. But it's okay. I don't blame anything on my partner. Things happen for a reason.
So, Taylor and Chase, getting a little bit more insight to the season as we go along and talk about it. Between Eliza and Will, who do you think would make the better winner? And you can comment on this as well, because you also weren't here for this. I forgot about that.
I'm not gonna say anything.
My thing is that like I've been in some sort of competition in my life. I've always played sports, and I always hate it when like a bad guy wins. And just because Will has been playing a more manipulative game, and seems very comfortable lying, and just like in my mind, like watching the show, I would probably have picked him as like a bad guy. So in that case, I would have probably wanted Eliza to win, and I guess that in a way would just, in my eyes, make her a better winner. I don't know. It might also just be some bias though speaking, since she's also a close friend of mine.
I mean,
so.
it's a relationship game, so
yeah,
she got that one.
Yeah.
For me, it seems like a lot of people don't like Will and what he did throughout it. So for him to be one of the final two, I feel like in a way he's more deserving for that, but I also completely agree with her. So I really, like, it's 50-50 almost for me. Like, I think they both really deserve to win, but for the opposite reasons, pretty much.
I think that's how like everything went. Like everything was so split because they're winning in two completely different ways.
Yeah.
We played completely different games. Like there is no way to even compare what we did.
It's true. Iris.
I think in like salty terms, like the jury is always the people to pick, and in my experience, the person who does the most in terms of manipulating and lying never wins because of the feelings, like because of the hurt, because of the, like people are salty, people think like, oh, I trusted that person, they backstabbed me, like why do they deserve to win? That's my experience, but I don't know the jury and I don't know how they feel about Will or Eliza. I don't know.
Do you have what it takes to be a reality roommate? Applications for season 3 are now open. What are you waiting for? Go ahead, apply today, and make sure you tune in next week for part 2 of the reunion, where either Eliza or Will G will be crowned the winner of Reality Room Season 1.